This is a meeting of the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund. This meeting is being recorded by the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund Committee. If any other persons present are recording, please notify the chairperson at this time. Seeing none, we will proceed. So I'm calling this meeting to order. I'm going to do a roll call of members. Jim Geisman.
Here.
Andy.
You're on mute, but hello to you.
Here.
Okay. Ohad Minhas.
Here.
And Patty Williams is here as well.
You sure?
Oh.
You sure?
I'm sure she's here. I'm right here. Okay. We do not have minutes from our December meeting. We will be reviewing them. We will review 2 sets of minutes at our next meeting. Jim Geisman, would you be kind enough to take minutes for this evening's meeting?
I am never kind.
Well, would you at least do it?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
But
We're being recorded.
I understand that, and I've done that before. I've listened to the recording in order to take
Okay,
notes, so
okay.
I'll record. I'll be the secretary.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This is the 1010 things going on.
Okay.
It was just a closure of one business opening and one business.
I hope it's good. Good notes.
The next thing on the agenda is public comment. Al, did you want to make comment at this time?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
No, because I haven't heard anything. So the comment really should come at a point where there's something to comment on. I saw the agenda. I haven't seen any of the documents, so I can't. It's impossible for me to comment on the proposal. Haven't seen it. The prospectus for the project and so forth. Marketing material. Patty, I haven't seen anything, so I'll just refrain from commenting because it makes no sense for me to comment on things I haven't seen.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we have a guest with us this evening, Communications Director Jonathan Weber, who has prepared materials for us to for our fundraising purposes, for us to go public with it. So I would like him to take the time to go over those materials for us.
Do you have them on your computer? Maybe you can share your screen.
Yeah, I was about to do that. It's on here. Let's look at the press release first. So here's the press release. Happy to read through it, or if people just want to read it on their own, that's fine too. Preference.
Okay, why don't you leave that up?
Okay. So the title is Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund launches fundraising campaign. The City of Greenfield has announced the commencement of fundraising efforts for the Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund, a municipal program designed to help neighbors who stay in their homes. As the cost of living continues to rise, many seniors and disabled residents living on fixed incomes are being squeezed financially. To prevent these vulnerable community members from risking the loss of their homes, the Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund Committee is asking residents to step up and make a difference. The committee has set an initial fundraising goal of $25,000. The program is funded entirely by community donations, and every dollar contributed helps cover the tax bills of elderly and disabled residents. Residents can donate in the following ways. Via municipal bills, look for the option to add a voluntary donation when paying property tax. personal property tax or water and sewer bills. Donate by check payable to the city of Greenfield. Memo, elderly and disabled taxation fund. Mail to / drop off at City of Greenfield, 14 Court Square, Greenfield, Mass. 01301. Please note that donations go into a special account in the city's treasury and are not tax deductible. About the fund, the Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund is an official municipal program established by the Greenfield City Council on June 20th, 2024. To ensure fairness, the fund is managed by a 5-member committee charged with establishing rules and reviewing applications. The committee includes the town treasurer, the chair of the Board of Assessors, and 3 citizens appointed by the mayor. Assistance eligibility. Eligible households may receive a maximum of $2,000 in assistance. Applications for 2027 relief are available through the assessor's office and online. To qualify, applicants must be at least 60 years old or have a state-recognized disability, be the titled owner of the home and have lived in Greenfield for at least 5 consecutive years, meet annual household income limits, approximately $46,000 for a single person, and have total assets excluding the home not exceeding $100,000. Applications are accepted annually from September 1st to December 1st. The committee reviews applications in January with notifications sent in March. Funds are applied to the 4th quarter tax bill. For more information, please visit the assessor's office at 14 Court Square or visit the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund page on the city website.
Is that page up?
Oh, yeah.
Could you go to that?
Sure.
Will you take comments on this?
Yeah, we can have people, once we go through all the material, we can have folks from the committee or,
You can stick with
Yeah.
your word.
yeah, we can all say our part after all this material is.
Yeah, just tell me when you want comments on, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay,
Thank-
thank you.
Thanks.
So this page is live. It's been live for a few months now. This is the content that you all approved,
Right,
which Mandy sent to me to post.
right.
Just if you could go up, how does one reach this specific page?
So this is under the assessor's department.
Okay,
So they would go starting from the home page, they would go departments, assessor. And it's right here. So,
Okay, very good.
effective. Thank you.
mhm.
So the only thing off the bat, I think it's really well done. It's very clear. We had voted a while back to name this the Alciano Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund in his memory. He was a former city council person. He actually ran for mayor. And he devoted his life in Greenfield to helping his neighbors. So we thought it was appropriate that we named the tax fund after him.
Okay.
And I would assume that, we're not ready for the launch of this yet, but we should be ready relatively soon to do this. And I just want, to make sure we have ample time, I want to have a discussion with his wife, widow Mary. So that she's aware that, this is being launched, et cetera. So,
Could we have her zoom in something?
well, I think we will have an in-person discussion with her. I think
Okay.
that's a bit more, this is this is her,
Yes.
she's the widow. So I want to make sure this is done in a tactful way.
Yes.
Just for my understanding, is that something that this committee voted on? The
Yes.
naming for this? Okay, so
Yeah.
city council didn't vote
No.
on that naming.
No.
Okay,
This committee voted on the naming.
okay.
I'm not sure how you wind up naming committees. Did we do it right? It's a question.
Well, and it's not exactly, the committee, I think, is pretty clearly named the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund. For the ordinance. As far as, is the naming of the fund itself something different? Can it be, I don't know. But before I put out communications with that name on it, I would.
We'll clarify.
Yeah, clarify.
I'll
We
clarify.
can reach out to legal and see.
Make it, please put it in the notes that we need to clarify that.
Okay, thank you. Notice.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Write it down. Otherwise, it's gonna
So
go
for
away.
example, could we name the board of assessors, the Jim Gusman board of assessors?
No, we couldn't do that. This is a,
I don't know if that's legal.
this is a community committee, it's a city committee, but
I have no qualm.
we'll find out if it's legal or not.
If it's legal, absolutely.
We will find that out. Okay. All right, Al, did you have comments you wanted to make on this?
This is in the form of a press release, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I think it would, and I think I expressed this in a note to members. I would really love to see the mayor and the council president quoted in this press release. I want people to understand that this is something that is considered a priority to the executive and the legislative branch. And that it is set up under state law so that people understand that the city council voted to create this project with the mayor's support. And I just think it's important to have a human voice here and that actually people recognize the names and will respond to it because it's a fundraising appeal. And as my belief is people give money to people. So that's the only major change. I don't have any other things that I think are, that significant, but I do think we should put in if possible, a quote from the mayor about how important it is to support our neighbors who are struggling to pay their bills, and to have a quote from the one chairman, President Wondolowski as well, that whatever you can come up with, I think it's important.
To that, I think there is this other piece, you can help neighbors stay in their homes. And maybe that's a more appropriate place to have the quotes. This is just really announcing the fund. And I have no problem with, I mean, it's fine if it makes sense to quote people in this, but I think that the personal part is the solicitation letter. This is just a news release letting everybody know what's going on.
I think, Al, I have an idea, and let us know if you think this could be okay. One of these meetings, obviously not this one, but next month or the month after, we could have Anthony come here, right, from the reporter, and sit in. And we, as a collective, and you can give the mayor's, perspective, basically encouraging people to do, basically essentially this, but in a more layman terms. And we could have an article written as a form of free advertising. And I know Anthony will do that. I have my connection with the reporter.
So from my perspective, the mayor gets the final sign off on the press release that the mayor's office is putting out. If she wants to put a quote in, I certainly, and I'll work with her on that and suggest it. I think it's a good idea to have a quote from the mayor in here.
If she can be here, then what? But if she can't.
Yeah, well, I mean, the ultimate goal of the press release is to get that story,
Yeah.
right? And they can always reach out for an interview if they want to do that. As far as having a quote from someone on the city council in here, or a quote even from one of you all, that I think could be great as well. Maybe a counselor who's also on the committee would be good. So,
There's two of us.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
I would actually suggest, I agree with what Al's saying, actually, and I think it would make sense to add that human voice to both documents. So when we go out soliciting people, it's very clear that we're representing the city,
Yes.
but also here's the mayor saying
Yes.
this is an important program, urging people to participate, urging people to donate. And then obviously the press release is announcing to the public this is going on.
Yes.
And therefore it's also important that that human voice is there as well, saying this is a fully legitimate,
Yes.
project of the city and that, y'all should throw a few dollars on top of your already high property tax bill, but, open your hearts to the situation. So I think if you could put that in there, I'm sure Mayor Jenny would be willing to participate. She highly supports this program, I know. So I think if you could work that out with her, that would be excellent.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
I have a couple, maybe more substantive comments.
Yeah.
We're not just asking residents, but also businesses.
Yes,
Yeah.
institutions,
Businesses,
NGOs,
yeah.
nonprofits, et cetera, et cetera.
But I think we need to mention that. And, as I read the initial fundraising goal, and every dollar contributed helps cover the tax bills. Partially. I mean, the wording suggests that we'll cover the whole tax bill. And even though later on it says maximum,
But I think it helps too, right?
it helps.
Helps to cover, right? Where were you reading?
Yeah, and every dollar contributed helps cover.
Yeah, helps. So helps is the.
Yeah.
In the stuff.
Okay, I just don't want people thinking that, oh,
They don't
yeah,
have
it
to pay
helps
taxes
by
anymore.
covering it. See what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but I do think that helps.
I mean, that's fine.
What about helps to contribute?
Yeah, that's fine.
As opposed
Helps
to
to
cover?
contribute to cover.
No cover. Get rid of cover and put in contribute.
Well, every dollar contributed contributes.
I understand the note and all, yeah.
Okay. But the other thing is, you talk about titled owner and the property could be held in trust, but for the beneficiary. But for,
Yeah.
it's gotta be to the benefit of whoever the owner is. Or the trustee.
So, so there's a variety of people who can donate. Anyone who wants to mail a check can donate, basically.
Right.
So, maybe that language maybe I should use language more like the community or interested individuals. Is there any preference on how to phrase it? Because we don't want to say, taxpayers, business owners,
Yeah,
community members. We need a term that kind of.
I don't know, I think residents and businesses kind of covers it. I mean,
Yes.
If, any tax exempt organization, if they don't think of themselves as a business, they're going out of business.
Potentially here, instead of residents, you could just have community members. That includes everyone.
Yeah, I think I like community members personally.
Home Depot isn't resident, but it sure is held the community.
I mean, we can say
That's why I said residents and
We
business.
can say community members and organizations.
And organs.
There you go. I actually think- And the trust issue, maybe that gets to be a little too technical, but we've had that issue in hardship policy. And it also, I think the legislature changed some of the exemptions to include beneficial owners of a trust. Where the trust benefited the specific person. And it's a legal issue, and I don't know if.
You'd have to clarify to me what would need to change in here in order.
What are you looking at, Jim, exactly?
I'm looking at to qualify, it's the second vote, be the title owner. I mean, that's shorthand and that's okay, but technically a person isn't a titled owner if the house is held in a trust where that person is the beneficiary, sole
Did you
beneficiary.
say be the title owner or beneficiary of the property?
Beneficiary of the trust, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of burdensome.
So if we were gonna say, we would have to say be the title owner or
Or just-
beneficiary of a trust which owns the property,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and that, I think it's to be a little technical, but, I mean,
I think probably what we have is good. If someone is in that position,
Yeah.
I guess that they'll reach out and ask.
Yes.
If they're really interested in it.
which is fine.
Sure. But that is, sorry, that is information that should be on the webpage somewhere where we have the really detailed.
Yeah.
Eligibility criteria,
Great.
Is this out?
the press release.
Yes.
No,
Okay, so it isn't out yet. Get a quote from Jenny, a quote that I can work on to Senator Comerford, the meeting room. And give her quote, and she has helped us with this. This specific bid. So if we want more legitimacy, that, you know.
Yeah, I don't think we need, I mean, I thought Jenny and somebody from the council would be enough.
Oh, yeah. In fact, it's a city thing.
It's a city
Sure,
thing.
sure, whatever.
I think
It's
that's.
just she's been helpful in the formation of this.
Is she?
Yes.
Okay.
And applications accepted annually from September first to December first. And do we want to talk about that starts in 2026? Because the fund isn't gonna be active until January. And what happens if we don't meet the fundraising goal too?
so if you want to get that in there, it is in there, because we say applications available September, so. But at the end of the first sentence under assistance eligibility, I could say starting in September 2026.
Sorry, Jim, could you say that, so applications will be in 2026?
Yeah.
Right, will come out
Yeah.
in the fall.
Right.
And the actual doling out of these funds
The
and
actual
In
distribution
March.
in March of 2027.
We'll review the applications in January, awards will be given in March. I think it's perfectly, applications are accepted annual, I think the language that's in here is just fine, it's very clear. I don't want to protect this to death.
People, you just don't want people to think it's January 1st of 2026 that they can start applying. I mean, I would like, I wish that we had done that, but that's not the schedule. The other comment, Patty, I'd like to make is that my suggestion in writing was that I think the goal of the project should be to raise $50,000 in the first year, with 25,000 being matching funds raised by contributors who are willing to. It's really just an incentive, but it's for example, if a business wants to give $3,000, that they would, that first 25,000, or that we would come up with 25,000 in pledges, matching pledges, endowment for for people to match, and then ask the general public. In other words, we have some time here, unfortunately, to actually go out to select businesses and say, we want you to be a silver supporter of the elderly disabled tax fund, and donate $3,000 or more. We're trying to raise 25,000, and then we're going to announce the endowment, the matching funds of 25,000 contributed by the following 10 people, whatever, and that ask the public to contribute. So that could be a side note later, but I really think that we should try to get enough money going in the first year to help more than just 5 or 6, 7 people. And I think we can do it. I think the interest will be out there, particularly if we have some celebrity endorsements from people like the mayor and others who are saying this is important. You go to business. We have businesses in town, banks and so forth. They will contribute if properly approached. We already have Greenfield Co-op Bank keeps asking us when is this going to get off the ground? We're very interested, kind of thing. So I think if we lined up, half a dozen businesses or 10 businesses that would want to be, silver sponsors, I think it'll help stimulate contributions from the low donor people who will want to give 10 or 20 bucks.
No,
So let me just speak to this, because at our last meeting, we agreed in fact, voted that we would have a goal of 25,000. So that's already done.
Al, that doesn't
Just
mean we
Let me
stop.
finish, please. And that, we have tonight, part of the meeting is going to be going over the soft list of who we want to go to initially for donations in terms of businesses. So, yes, it's true. We decided we needed 25,000 to get off the ground, but clearly, you're right. We will go and get more if possible, as long as we, keep working at it. But we haven't started that process as yet. In fact, we haven't had a discussion about, I don't know, silver donors or anything like that. We haven't even had that discussion on the committee yet in terms of approach. That's part of what we should be discussing this evening. So.
That's
I
fine.
just
I did submit the ideas
Yeah, I know.
in writing so that people would discuss it, because I
But
understand, I
we
was at
don't
the
always
meeting,
Discuss what you submit though, Al.
pardon
Because
me?
sometimes we have our own agenda to deal with.
Yes, I understand, I understand.
But I don't think these are mutually exclusive. I think you can start with, soliciting businesses and, the silver stuff, whatever. But then you can say, we have this fund and, we're gonna do a match. You can do that subsequently. But I think the biggest difficulty is gonna get anybody to contribute, in a substantial fashion. And therefore, if we go after businesses as the start and the target is to raise $25,000 from businesses, then you can turn around and say, we've raised 25,000 from these businesses and we're gonna do a match. So we've got time to do that. But I think what this also talks about is, the fundraising strategy and, the timing of stuff and the phasing in, and it is not going to be easy if it's done right.
No,
So.
no.
Can I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, Al, don't think of this 25 as this is a floor. This is not a ceiling by any means.
Right.
Okay? Once we hit that 25, I share that optimism with you. I think we can reach 25. Why? Because I'm in contact with the banks, etc. Yada yada yada. As are you, right? I think we can reach 25. Now, what I am interested in with you, once we reach that 25, is how do we make that bigger? And I think some of your ideas can be explored and further, we can work out the kinks and all the different details, whether it's like a matching thing or silver, donator, yada yada yada, platinum, premium donator, right? We can work those things out, but please do not think of this 25,000 as like that's all we're going for.
I think we're drifting off the review, and now we're talking about fundraising strategy, and want to make sure that Jonathan's time is used well.
Thank you.
Can we move on?
Yes,
So would you like me to read through the other document?
yes, please.
Just a moment.
Is this going?
So this is, and my understanding is that you all wanted some kind of document that you kind of use as a flyer,
Yes.
prospectus, a handout
The solicitation.
for solicitation.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. My assumption is that it would be printed front and back.
Did we get this Facebook post from the city of Greenfield.
So there will be social media that accompanies all of this. My goal with you all tonight is to agree on the language that we're using, and then I'll make the social posts based on that. I don't think you all need to review them at that point.
Yes.
I'm gonna tweak this first, the second sentence of this, it's a little bit of a dangling modifier. It's a little weird, but right now it reads, you can help our neighbors stay in their homes. That's the title. Many of our neighbors are hurting. They're the people who built this town, seniors and disabled residents living on fixed incomes. Now they're being squeezed. Their income remains the same, but the cost of living keeps rising. In a time when a growing number of elderly people risk losing their homes, we have a chance to step up. You can make a difference. The Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund is a municipal program. It's a typo. Created by the Greenfield City Council and funded entirely by people like you. Every dollar donated helps elderly and disabled residents cover their tax bill. How to donate? On municipal bills, look for the option to add a voluntary donation when paying your property tax bill, personal property tax, or water sewer bill. Donate by check, payable City of Greenfield memo, Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund, mail, drop off, City of Greenfield, 14 Court Square, Greenfield, Mass. 01301. Donations are voluntary and go into a special account in the town's treasury. I will correct that to say city's treasury. Donations are not tax deductible. Our goal. We have set an initial fundraising goal of $25,000. Each household is eligible to receive a maximum of $2,000 in assistance. Your contribution provides direct tax relief to the most vulnerable members of our community. More information about the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Relief Fund. Just that goes. About the fund. The Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund is an official municipal program designed to provide a lifeline for low-income homeowners. It was established by the Greenfield City Council on June 20th, 2024, when council voted to approve Article 37, officially creating this fund under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 60, Section 3D. Fund is managed by a 5-member committee, which includes the town treasurer, the chair of the Board of Assessors, and 3 citizens appointed by the mayor. They are charged with establishing rules and reviewing all applications to ensure fairness. How to apply. If you or a neighbor need assistance, applications for 2027 are available through the assessor's office and online. Who qualifies? Must be 60+ years old and have a state recognized disability. Must be the titled owner and have lived in Greenfield for at least 5 consecutive years. Must meet annual household income limits, e.g. approximately $46,000 for a single person. Total assets, excluding the home, cannot exceed $100,000. Application time. Applications are accepted annually from September 1st to December 1st. The committee reviews applications in January. Notifications are sent in March. Funds are applied to the 4th quarter tax bill. For information, visit the assessor's office at 14 Square or go to the URL for the assessors or the Elderly and Disabled Tax Fund relief page on the website, and then a QR code.
And this was this about the fund is basically the same as on the news release.
Very similar. I don't know if it's exactly the same.
This is good. This is good. Yeah.
Question.
Yep.
Is it possible to? It's a little less.
And
Could we get some color?
It's totally
So-
no money for color.
Well, so that's the question for you all. Is there a budget for color printing?
We don't have any budget at all.
So at the quantity that I imagine you all are going to want to print of this, I can't print that quantity in color.
What is that?
Yeah, the city. I mean, typically I try to limit to like 20 color copies. City's
You're
printers.
gonna need more than that.
well, that's a donation. We have a print shop here?
Yeah, I mean, like worst comes to worst, shit, I can spend my money. And get 100 color copies, but if a city can do it, that'd be nice. If not. It's a little.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, yeah. I mean, just
depression or.
This is, well, it isn't attractive.
No, it isn't attractive.
Oh,
Like, not much color, you know, just the city of Greenfield, if that was in green, you know, how it usually is. That, if that's not, you know, just basics, nothing crazy, not like a rainbow thing, but.
Sure, yeah, and it ultimately doesn't, if you want a really small amount of color, we maybe can print that at City Hall again, like how many copies are you guys looking for?
I think if we could start off with 40 color copies, it'd be, and if that's doable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you just want like a pop of color here and there,
Yeah,
Yes,
it's different if it's like you want to do like
no,
a color background.
no, like,
no, it needs to be, it needs to be a bit more professional looking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's written well, the layout is fine, all that's fine and dandy, but just a little
Yeah.
touch of color.
For sure.
Because this is what we're going to be taking to people we want to donate.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be nice to have it look
Yeah, the looks come after we establish the copy, right?
precisely.
Because I don't want to do a bunch of design
No, I
and then
get
have
that.
to add copy and everything has to change.
Right.
One other thing we could think about is, if we're gonna have a quote from the mayor, we could have a quote box from the mayor.
That
Here
would be
with a
fine.
photo on it, that would add some color and a little bit of humanity to it.
Yes.
So I would say tonight, let's just make sure the copy is where you want it, everything on here you want to have on here, and there's nothing you want to add.
Mhm.
And then I can work on the design a bit more.
Okay.
I have no issues with it. To the point. What was it that you were saying about the second sentence or something?
So the second sentence is. They are the people who built this town, seniors and disabled residents living on fixed incomes.
mhm.
And you can read that as saying that seniors and disabled residents living on fixed incomes built this town.
And that's,
So we just need to, I'm just gonna adjust that.
yeah, just that.
I do like to build this town.
We can keep that just as a separate
Yes.
phrase, yeah.
And-
Seniors don't live on fixed incomes, they get cost of living adjustments. But I think, so I quibble with that, but it's not a big deal, but they don't. I often hear people say that, but they're not on fixed incomes.
I think that's shorthand for people that are being squeezed.
Exactly. Yeah, there may be another way to say that, but I always remember that fixed incomes is not accurate. But you often see it.
Yes, people understand what it means.
Yes,
And-
it gets the message.
It gets the message across.
By the way, I think we could think about asking Copycat to pay for the printing costs and have a little thing at the bottom, printing donated by Copycat.
Oh, I could do that, yeah,
That's what I said before.
yes.
Okay.
They are the people who built this town. Many are still living here and are seniors and disabled residents. So,
Yes, it's like that.
And then, and this is, remember, this is going to people who are we're trying to get to give money.
Businesses.
Exactly, exactly.
So
So,
they're professional folks.
yeah, exactly.
They're not the layman.
Well, I mean, so the press release is to announce its existence, to alert people it's happening, and it's alerting both people who will donate and people who will benefit
Yes.
of this, from the fund. And this is going to people who will donate. We should just be clear about that when we write this. So I think what this does is it's an excellent introduction to a sit down
Yes.
with, the cooperative bank or whoever else. I know you have a list with you this evening, I'm assuming, okay? Because we actually we want to, get this done and then proceed.
Yes.
And so at this point, I think is there any other issues that people have with the second document of meetings
Just
so
a
long?
question.
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if this is
Go right ahead.
asking for too much, because you're already giving this great for color copies. Does the city just always use this paper, or is there like a nicer paper?
This is what we print at City Hall. You
Yeah.
can certainly get nicer paper from them.
it totally found.
Yes.
Um,
If we take the copycat route.
but a question, should we start the solicitation before the release goes out?
No,
No.
no. No, but we should, just, I think what we need to do is discuss the solicitation process,
Mhm.
so we're all clear on it. And then think about timing on this. And then I think the mayor needs to be involved in that discussion in terms of the timing on this. And so I'm perfectly willing to sit down with her and talk to her about timing, unless you want to do that, Jonathan. Up to you. Either way.
But you know, I think she would. I don't want to, I think that she would want to be advised by you all.
Okay.
On the timing and, I'm,
Sure.
yeah, I would be surprised if she were strong against that.
So why don't I do this? Why don't I can set up a time with the mayor and have that time frame discussion, because I think that's important. In terms of when we, do the press release and then when we start the actual solicitation process. So I think once the press release goes out, the solicitation meetings, we should start booking them right then. And, setting up times. And Wahab has tonight brought us what I'm calling the soft list of folks there's been some discussion with, or there's an understanding that the folks have, some interest in the program already.
I do have a question.
Mhm.
Do you want to add, contact info on one or both of these for people who are interested in donating, reach out to? Solicitation meetings or. I mean, we have my information on the press release, but,
Well, the assessor's office is listed. And so
so is that who like the business should be reaching out to? So.
I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense because it's an official department of the city.
Well, I'm also thinking maybe it's in Mandy's shop. That possibility, Mandy? You're on mute.
You're muted.
Yeah, but I don't really want to create confusion either with it being already like accessor. Like I feel like the accessors, if they get calls, they should be able to answer it because they're going to be like, well, it's on your webpage. It's on, why is it there? But I don't have a problem if people call the treasurer's office either.
But that raises in my mind, people use email, and should we set up an email address for the fund? And then, that can be used just for email inquiries, and then you can get back to people. But if they phone in, somebody's gotta take the message and distribute the message to the people that are doing the solicitations. I'm just thinking about the logistics and the impact on the treasurer's office. Or even the impact on the assessor's
The
office.
accessor's office, exactly. I kind of like the email idea. I don't know if that's something that's possible. To set up an email and then have all of us included on it.
This is getting very bulky. So
Yeah,
let's talk about the purpose of the contact. There's going to be two purposes, I think, for the contact. One would be an interested donor. Okay, so you want a human being answering the phone
right.
who would say, oh, of course, what's your time availability? And give me several times when you could meet. And then there's a contact to the committee, and a couple of us go to that meeting at that time.
Yes.
Or it's somebody who is looking to be helped by the fund, at which point they're given the information of this is when applications will be accepted, and so on. So there's two things going on there. I would like to avoid email. I would like a human being on the phone to give the information. I mean, that's me, I'm old. But it's the elderly tax fund. It's someone like me. Hey, what's the story? Please don't make me go down the rabbit hole of the computer world. I'd rather speak to a human being and get it clarified. And if we don't want somebody who's looking to get money to be put off by the email not getting responded to for several days because people get busy. But if you get somebody on the phone, they're there. Do people agree with that or?
I 110%, because, I mean, we want to make it as easy, convenient, and human.
Yeah.
As possible. Now, the other side to that equation is the practicality of it. So if there's gonna be a human with a phone number, who is gonna be that human being? I would suggest someone from within here or a collection of folks.
Well, I still think it should be the assessor's office. I'm sorry to harass you like this, but it's,
You can harass all you want, but the fact of the matter is, process would go something like this. First of all, there are a lot of phone calls that come in about various instructions. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gigelheim, for giving us a call. Can you, and then you engage in a discussion. Well, how long is that discussion going to take? How many discussions are we going to have? And if there are only a few of them and they're infrequent, that's okay. But if, there are a lot of calls, especially from people who want to tap into the fund, then what do we do? I mean, I'll take your name, I'll take your address, and we'll send you a form. And we can do that. Or you can come down and pick it up. And in fact, I think maybe saying something about the applications are available online or at the assessor's office.
Yes.
So we ought to take, but, I can't speak for Christina and the staff time, so I think we have to.
well, let's do it, let's look at it this way. So, and fundamentally, we're going to be contacting donors,
Yes.
right? At some point, there may be people who want to donate that would call,
Yes.
but we're doing the outreach to the
Yes.
donors, right? Then there will be people who will see this and be interested in it, won't read it, any of it, but will call you.
Yeah.
And that's gonna happen no matter what.
Mhm.
And I still think a direct phone call to the assessor's office makes more sense than anything else. If in fact it becomes a problem, we'll deal with it then. How's that? I'm putting that on the record. So the reality is that if in fact, for some reason, the assessor's office becomes inundated with phone calls, we will have to figure out another method.
Can I speak to those things? Yeah, you want to finish it?
No, I finished it.
Okay. So the way sorry if this is annoying, but the way I see it is I'm like, okay, I'm two people. One, first, I'm a business owner who can potentially donate.
Right.
What will the process look like? I want to have a phone number. First off, committee will approach me, right? Which is us, will approach me. And what do we say? We say X, Y, and Z, right? Okay. Now, when I want to set up a further time to meet and actually discuss, that should happen in that initial phone call. If they show willingness to donate something, or they want to learn more, and they say, okay, well, yeah, sure, we can meet with members of the committee. So that's one. Two, to your point about the people who need help.
I want Jonathan to get out of here in a timely manner. What the logistics that we're discussing, is that gonna have an impact on,
I don't
written stuff?
No, let me try to control the agenda a little bit here. I'm sorry, I'm letting it run away. So we need to have a vote. So we've created some amendments to both of these documents tonight, correct?
Yes.
Jonathan, you're clear on the amendments?
Yep.
So with the amendments to these documents, are these the final documents that we are going to be A, using as a press release and B, using as a fundraising instrument?
So you're making a motion.
I'm making a motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor.
All
All in favor, Mandy?
Okay, she's online, so I'm gonna say, Mandy, how do you vote?
I'm for it. I,
Aye. Wahab, Jim,
Aye.
and the chair says aye. All in favor, done. Motion
Passes.
passed.
And just to be clear, we can continue to edit these and make adjustments. They're really going out from, we can say they're going out from the mayor's office really.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, we'll be in touch, and as you all figure out the contact stuff, we can add that into both, all right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great, sounds good. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you, and I appreciate.
thank you, Jonathan.
Good job.
Presence is requested in the kitchen. Presence is requested in the kitchen.
Goodness,
Maybe
oh,
people to eat food.
thank you again, Jonathan.
No problem.
I appreciate your work, appreciate you coming.
Be in touch.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you,
thanks.
thank you. Alrighty then, now let's proceed.
Could we get back to the action initiatives, because we can talk about the meta stuff, we can talk about the ideas all day long. What I'm really interested in, how can we actually get it done?
Get what done?
Process of solicitation and through the process of what does that look like in training this help?
Okay.
Let's have a step-by-step thing, that's what I would like to get done by tonight.
Okay, so let me create a framework on that, okay? So what I think we're gonna do here, so you have a list. We will go down that list. I think that meetings need to happen in twos.
Yes.
What we want to do is we make the phone call, we set up a meeting. That's what we're
Yes.
doing. We're not
Yes.
gonna do this over the phone.
Absolutely.
Over the phone, we're setting up a meeting. Then we go there, we sit down with whoever, we
Yes.
present the document and we have a discussion of the background, the history, et cetera, and so on. And, for business, I would suggest we're looking for, not just one hit. We're looking for, would you be willing, let's say, to donate $10,000 a year for the next 5 years to this program? That would be, I think, a reasonable thing to ask a bank or a corporation.
Well, number aside, I think it's a good idea to say, would you commit to a 5-year program?
Right,
I know in the library, we had, we committed to money paid out over a 5-year time frame. And I think that certainly makes sense. Because you'd really like to make sure that you're counting on money coming in.
exactly. Exactly.
1 second, so.
Yeah. Okay,
Some
we got something to deal with, okay.
I will be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, Al, did you want to say something about this?
Well, I like what you just said.
Okay,
I like the idea of multi-year commitments. It gives stability to the program.
okay. Mandy? What are you thinking? You're muted.
Yeah, I was reaching to unmute it. My dog was helping me.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked everything that you said as well. I agree, like trying to get a long-term commitment out of businesses and
Ideally, we'd like it good till cancel. Right?
What's
We
that?
take them up. Good, like in credit cards, good till
Yeah.
cancel.
yeah.
We still have the logistics to deal with, but any. Should we, while Wahab is doing this thing, should we talk about the fundraising targets and assignments, or do we?
We need Bob for that.
Okay,
He needs to be in the room to talk about the idea of the ordinance.
mhm.
So we're gonna We're gonna take a little break.
Okay.
We'll have him step out, so. If anyone needs a drink by now, they should go get it. Water, yeah, it's good for you.
Yeah.
How's your dog, Mandy?
I had to put him down, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm so
Sorry to hear
sorry.
about
I
that.
put him down on the 15th of December. He didn't last very long after we had our meeting.
Sorry.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yep. The veterinarian though, they did a nice job with his paw print on the cement, and his
Yeah.
cremation box is beautiful. So he's in our living room where he likes to be.
Did you use a visiting vet?
No, I
Good.
wish I had one around where I live, but we don't because he did have a lot of anxiety. So he did not like to go to the vets. But no.
Yeah, because we put a cat down and had a vet, a visiting vet who made the imprint of the paws.
Yep.
They're family members. It's very hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's very, I had the privilege today of meeting John Bottomley's bloodhound
Oh,
named Lola. I was coming out of a friend's house and he was walking down the street. He was being walked. The
what?
dog was basically, I mean, John's not a little guy. This girl was like moving him down the street. What a gorgeous animal. Pure
Mhm. Yeah.
bloodhound, big ears and big old face. And she saw somebody on the street she didn't like and gave a great howl. I said, this is wonderful. Lola, her name
Yeah.
is Lola. Yeah,
Their howls are pretty cool.
yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Greenfield's a very dog town. I think a lot of people have dogs.
We love it when dogs come into our office.
Oh, yeah.
We're dog people.
Yeah. Right. Right, exactly.
Years ago, I worked at a tech company where they had an open dog policy,
Oh, very cool.
and people brought their dogs.
Yeah.
The policy went away when the dogs started to fight.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's,
yeah. Can't have that.
Bad enough when people do it.
my young girl that I have, she's now a year and a half. All of a sudden, couple weeks ago, I turn around and there's this big cut on her side. I'm like,
Oh, no.
wait, what's going on here? And it was deep, and she didn't even flinch. I'm like, okay, we gotta go to the veterinary hospital, bring her in, the whole thing. And apparently she had run into something because it was like one of these where it was like stuck like a stick or something.
Yeah.
So obviously sedation, cleaned it out, got the stitches, the whole bit of business. $1,600 later. Well,
It's
and I'll tell you something, I have pet insurance and I was so glad because they covered $1,100 of that. I was very lucky.
I thought you had to pay $1,600. I'm like, that's with pet insurance.
No.
It was total, yeah.
The five,
Yeah.
whatever was left, but we had to put we had a donut on her, and this is a year and a half old puppy. Border Collie lab mix.
Oh,
for
lots
2
of energy.
For 2 weeks, she couldn't walk. She couldn't go out and play with her friends. She had to wear the collar, et cetera, and so on. And she drove us quite mad, but now she's okay. But the first day she got out of that collar, she was like the springbok. She leaping around on the trail when I walked her. She was so happy to get out. But this stuff happens with dogs, they just do
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They just do things.
We had a yellow lab mix that had a hip problem and I had to have surgery in both hips, and we referred to our dog as the bionic dog.
Precisely. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The things we do for our animals.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Why don't we do that for some of our humans?
Yeah, I know. That's true
Right.
too.
I I'm getting wild. I mean,
Okay.
you know, since it's also being recorded.
Yeah. Patience.
Yeah, it's a virtue.
Yeah, it is. I never grew that one myself, but I'm learning.
Yeah, it takes time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't see him. I don't know where he. I don't know if he got out.
He did?
He stayed in the building.
It's stay in the building. What is the side offices?
No, well, there are no side offices there.
Yeah, there is down further.
Yeah, but all the doors are locked.
Oh, the meeting room isn't open down
The
there?
meeting room is open, but it's also being used.
Oh, okay. You said 5 minutes, so give him a few more minutes, and if not, we'll move on to the next item.
Which is?
Updated development of an ordinance.
I thought he was,
We should be, I mean, he should be part of the discussion, but we can't, if he's left, we've lost him.
I don't even. Oh, I just hope it was an emergency. We'll find out. The voices you're hearing are in the conference room.
Okay.
It's Strahan and, David, so we're.
Okay. The men's room down
There are two bathrooms, but I didn't hear any noises coming out of the bathroom. I just don't know, I'm gonna see that. Hmm. Yeah.
there?
I-
Sorry for this delay, folks.
Uh,
Things happen though.
yeah. Why don't we have a?
Here he comes, he's coming in now.
Doors
Door's locked, door's locked.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, apologies. I have the. You guys want to write this down?
Yeah, why don't you go
Okay.
through it?
Okay.
How many names, how many places do you have? 20?
Yes, okay, PV squared.
Now, these are, so let's be clear, are these places you think will give? Are these places who a discussion has happened
A discussion has happened, so these people have,
with all 20 places?
yes, and this hasn't happened in a few weeks, this is. 3 years, around 2.5 years,
Over that period of time,
Yes.
you've had discussions with,
yes,
so these people know you,
yes.
but that's about.
Not just me and the community members.
Me.
Al, Bishop Joan, these folks who actually got this community. This fund actually on ground running.
Okay,
Because the discussions for this started during my kingdom
right,
when I was running.
right.
And this was seen as a potential idea that we could implement. And we brought that to the attention of some of these folks.
Okay,
Some of them were on here.
okay.
So yes.
And what was the context of the discussion?
Well, these were folks that me and my campaign folks had met with to, in a capacity of, hey, I'm running for city council, how would you like to see a change in growth? Right, and amongst that discussion was the idea that, hey, potentially we'll come up with this fund.
Mhm.
And is that something that you could potentially be interested in? And these are the folks who didn't outright say no.
So they didn't say sure, but they said.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's an interesting.
Yes.
idea.
Okay.
These aren't like, oh my God, they're ready to give a check. A few of them,
Maybe.
but not all of them.
Okay,
These are folks who have shown a willingness to engage in that process.
okay, so let's do this. So the hottest ones, the ones that, so Greenfield Cooperative Bank has been
Greenfield
mentioned. Greenfield, but I believe Greenfield Cooperative Bank has been mentioned many times by Al and by Mitch and Joan. So my assumption is they're hot to trot.
Yes.
Okay,
So you really want, but let's find 5 or 10. Who are real great candidates because they said something positive about the support.
yeah,
But point being, these are the folks that at some point should contact. Right, there's more.
But you gotta start
Yeah,
somewhere.
you gotta start somewhere.
And I
Out
think,
of this list, you can narrow it down to the first 5,
yes,
or the first 3, or the first
Yeah.
2.
and I think it's important to get the ones who are most likely to donate. Because they can be sort of, well, we've already raised X dollars from A, B, and C.
mhm,
And that is, I think, a very powerful endorsement for people that were maybe.
Okay, so the first one I would say is Greenfield Cooperative,
Mhm.
Lisa Granger.
Lisa
Yes,
Granger,
yes, Granger.
Yeah, I'm not gonna list the names of these.
I can email this to you guys too. That would be,
Well, we're developing the first wave. And
so, so that's the place, that's the person who is the contact, assuming the person's still there, hopefully. So
and there's a phone-
Al, let me ask you this question, Al, are you, ready, willing, and able to team up with one of the committee members to do any of this work, or do you know if Mitch and Joan are ready, willing, and able to have this next round of meetings at all?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, the answer is yes. Mitch and Joan are in New York today. They
Okay.
would have been on this, but they've got some business they're trying to deal with. And yeah, I'm happy to help out. My thought was that the best use for me is to go to people I know. I'm fine doing cold calling, but I think that there's some people that I could approach that would probably, as I've said many times, people give money to people. That when I get approached by people that I know and are close, I will give them money. You know, to keep them happy, even if I have to. But if the cause doesn't interest me, but I will approach people, yes, and Mitch and Joan will as well.
approach people with a member of the committee.
Whatever you want. You
That's
know,
how we want to do it. Okay.
these are rules that you're setting up. We're certainly happy to abide by them. Frankly, I've made a donation. I know other people who will make a donation without, they'll just send in a check. I mean, you know, if you have to have a face-to-face meeting with them, you know, that works for some people. There's other people who just say, hey, where do I send the check? So I don't, yeah, we're happy to play within whatever rules you set up for this and to try to make this work for these people.
Okay. So the way we talked about doing it, way we voted on doing it would be, like a partner thing going on. If there's a sit down meeting with people that somebody from the committee would go with a community member kind of thing. Just because the committee officially is representing the city And so therefore, it's a legalistic way of looking at it, but I think we kind of need to look at it that way. Not that you guys would not do a fantastic job in a discussion or anything like that. I'm sure, Al, you could talk me out of all kinds of money that I had in my wallet. But,
Why didn't you tell me that? Now you tell me. Now you tell me.
You
So
would be
Patty,
so
we're happy,
disappointed.
we're happy to do what you're suggesting. It's not a
Okay.
problem. If a
Okay,
check
great.
arrives in the mail from somebody that had a brief conversation with me and they want to send in a check, I'm not going to tell them, hey, wait a minute, you know, you got to have a meeting. They don't want a meeting. They just want to send in a check because they like the idea of the committee. That's going to happen whether we like it or not, but we're perfectly
It's
fine.
already happened. There's
Yeah.
already been somebody who sent a check because of your my turn.
Yeah.
So that's already happened.
So then my question is, I mean, if Al knows people who are gonna spring with a check or are very likely to, why not just let him make the calls?
Yeah, misunderstood.
I mean, face to face is a different issue.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but it just seems to me that, I mean, in part, what Al is saying is right. I mean, people donate to people,
Right.
especially the people they know.
Right.
And so if he and Mitch and Joan and all that, you know, they want to call people that they know personally who have expressed an interest in contributing, why not?
I'd like to make a motion. Motion to set up a solicitation subcommittee. Part of this committee, that's a subcommittee. And we can include Al, Mitch and Joan, and if there's any folks that you guys know who could do the same work that Al, Mitch and Joan are doing and would do, add them as we go along. I have no issue with it. But I think working without any capacity at all is just unprofessional. Cause then, let's say Al, right, knows a friend of his, sure, but then Al doesn't know. And
So I guess maybe I wasn't being very clear.
Yeah.
If people, and I don't care who we're talking about, say, this is a great idea. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Barbara. I really think this is a good idea. How about, would you be willing to contribute? I mean, that's a much different deal than going to a business or sitting down with someone.
Exactly.
So if people want to do person-to-person contacts, that's word of mouth. That's wonderful. That's great. So, and then, you know, when they run out of prospects or they think they've gotten to the stage where we do need to have sit-down meetings, then we deal with that.
I agree.
yes,
And I agree that, like, for example, if you want to approach let's say a large donor, you want to go, let's say we want to go to the co-op bank. I think that should be a more formal meeting. I think that the committee should be there. I'm happy, you know,
Yes.
I would want that to happen. If we're talking about, you know, I want to hit up Bill, my old friend, for, you know, he's going to give me $25. I don't think we need to go through a big
No.
you know, process for that. But
No.
the large donors, the what I'm calling the silver supporters, whatever, though a joint visit would be desirable to me because I want them to see there's somebody from the town committee, the city committee that's cares enough about it to be there, and we're asking them for, you know, a couple $1,000. Sure, let's put on a little show for them. But for for all of us just hitting some of our friends up, I don't think I think you should just we should be happy to see the checks roll in without having to do too much committee work because that's a lot of time and effort.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you, Mitch and Joan had approached a number of people who have significant money, not the $25 from your buddy. And I thought you were talking about that.
No, the co-op bank, the example that I would use is the co-op bank. Joan and Mitch have had two conversations with a person at the co-op bank who's like really seems to be pretty fired up about this. That will be that Mitch and Joan are happy to do that with a committee. That will be more than $25.
Yes.
That could be several hundred, several thousand, I don't know. But people who want to be signature sponsors definitely use a committee. and definitely, give them the material and so forth. But if I'm gonna go to, Mary down the street and she's gonna give me $20, I think I should just tell her, send it in. Here's where you send it in.
So please let the minutes show that we're looking at two different levels of donations and two different methods of approach.
Yes.
I totally agree with what Al just said. I think it makes perfect sense because we all have friends.
Right.
Few who have extra money, but who will I hope we all have friends that would be,
Rich uncle who I can be like, hey, uncle.
yeah, precisely.
We
If
don't
you've got a
have-
rich uncle, definitely, hit him up. But the thing is, it's true that we all have friends that we're gonna ask, can you contribute a little something? Either on, your property tax bill, or can you write a check? That kind of a thing. We all have friends that do that. But the formal sit-down meetings, which is exactly what I was talking about
Yes.
before, there needs to be somebody from the committee at
Agreed.
those meetings. No
Agreed.
problem.
Yes.
But one of the issues is when you start talking to a bank, if you've got some loan officer who's fired up about this, that person has got to sell it internally. And that person really isn't where the power is, where the money is.
That's for them to figure out. We don't have to do the internal workings of every.
No, we don't have to do the workings, but if, for example, you were friendly with the president of GCB or GSB,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can call them as a person,
exactly.
personally, and that works. But if what we've had are contacts within businesses that really are very junior people, that,
Jim, that isn't the case.
and if it isn't,
That isn't the case. By the way, I have made contact with the president of GSP. I do know him personally,
so then
have been shown.
you can do an ask. You
Exactly,
don't, or
exactly.
even if Al knew somebody from PV Squared because he had solar panels put on his house and he became friendly with the president, he could solicit that
Yes.
personally. But if, on the other hand, he talked to an installer and the installer said, hey, it sounds like a great idea. We don't want to have a sit-down meeting with the installer. We want to make sure that we're
I
having
think
a
once I
sit-down
share that
meeting.
list of the contact information, you will understand that
Okay.
those are not
Yeah.
paid.
All right,
Because
well,
I think
that's,
we're,
that's great. Then
we understand that they don't have control of any of the finances, obviously. If they approach my gas station and talk to my clerk,
right.
the clerk don't have money.
Well, maybe they have personal money and they'll donate.
Yeah, but he doesn't represent the organization.
No,
I think we're very clear that when we are approaching a institution of any sort, we want to talk to the puppet master, not the puppet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
and
these
that
people-
requires a formal meeting
Yeah.
where somebody from the committee needs to be part of that meeting. That's what we're saying.
These are managing directors, these are people who are,
All right.
yes.
And if they need to go higher up, then maybe we meet again. That's all.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood who the contacts,
Okay.
the level of.
These are the owners of the businesses,
Okay.
or these are the managing directors of
Okay.
institutions.
Okay.
But I think the idea is if you were friendly with that owner, you can personally solicit. And it really doesn't matter whether,
Yes.
it's Al or Joan or Mitch, if that is the qualification.
Yes.
Okay, and then otherwise,
Yes.
as you say, we have personal meetings. With higher level.
Right.
Folks.
Formal
Okay.
meetings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think we're clear on that. We're clear on that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
We're all happy? Happy.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandy became invisible. All right.
Oh, my God.
All
I wish I
right.
could do that.
I know. Okay, so
Another thing I would.
let's do the list. Let's pick 5.
Okay.
Please pick 5 of the hottest for the fall meeting. So
So the
we,
first person I gave you, Lisa. from your-
yeah,
Do you want her phone number or you
No.
want just?
no.
Just.
Who makes sense? Let's talk about how do we grease these wheels? Who makes sense to meet with that person? Including either Al or Mitch or Joan. You?
these top five,
Mhm.
I mean, if you guys wanna blow me to work, I'll do it, sure. But
I'm just talking about the first one. Let's
Yes.
deal with.
Lisa,
Greenfield Bank.
Al, what do you think?
What, in terms of,
Meeting with Lisa from the Greenfield Co-op Bank.
What does Lisa do? I'm not familiar with it.
I think that somebody from the committee, and Mitch and Joan should do that.
Yes.
Because they've run into this person twice,
Yes.
and
I can meet, or if someone wants to.
Does Mandy have her hand up? Did you put your hand up, Mandy? No, okay.
Yeah.
You're muted. Mandy, can you unmute?
Yes, I'm unmuted.
Okay, can you stay unmuted
See about.
so we can talk to you?
Sure.
Good, thank you.
I can't promise my dog won't bark.
That's okay. Not out of order.
So I'm more than willing to meet with Lisa in the more formal capacity
Okay,
with Mitch and Joan.
Do I need to put this in the minutes?
yes,
Do we have that down?
yeah,
Also, I have no issue with anyone also wanting to come.
that's enough, but you don't want to bring a crowd.
This is GCB?
A Greenfield Co-op.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And
And Greenfield Savings.
I don't think we ought to put the names of the person in the minutes.
What person? Which person?
Lisa Granger, for example.
No, don't put you don't have to do that. Just the institution
Okay,
who's gonna do it.
that's what okay.
Okay, so
So
now,
GSB, GCB,
does somebody here know, a good contact at GSB?
yeah, the president.
Who's the
Yeah,
president?
and I have a good contact too, but it's,
I'm forgetting his name, but he plays lotto tickets like all the time at my place. And I've discussed this with him. And he sees me as a kid and he's like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. And I was like, okay. I know for
I'll
enough.
do it, I'll play the water.
He was like, I spend enough money at your place, I can spend some in a good fun.
Oh, bring some tickets and you better call.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
So do you want me to do that with you?
Whatever you feel comfortable with, I think that'd be great,
Yeah,
if you can.
okay, I will do that with Wahab. All right. Next,
Okay,
that's the two banks.
there's also TD and MT Bank, and there's the credit unions.
right.
But do we know
We're
people?
looking at Wahab's hot list.
Yeah,
He's got the,
I was involved in creating this list.
oh, okay, all right.
Gilmore and Farrell, Tim Farrell.
Oh, dear God.
I wouldn't be the one to approach him, but perhaps Jim, you could.
What's your relationship like with him? Me too.
I don't have a relationship with him. My wife worked with him on Library Foundation, I think. But that was years ago and it wasn't a very tight relationship, so. I thought the list that you had here were people that you had talked to. about-
I mean, I know I can do it, but I mean, do we want me to go to every single one? I can. Well,
You also have a life and on the council and so
sometimes it's start a whole business.
that's why I'm
And
trying
a family.
to target 5.
I mean, I can do it. Joe. Gary,
McGarry?
for real estate.
Yeah, I can talk
You
to
know,
him.
the family for a long time. I mean, he probably knows you guys for a long time as well. But
Well, he was the chair of the board, so
Yes.
I can forget.
yes,
And they were, and Jerry was comfortable about this,
Yes.
wanted to do this.
yes.
I can follow, you talk to Joe, so I can reference your conversation, and I can give him a call.
There would be Tim Grader from Cohen Company.
What is the company?
Cohen and Company. Real estate.
That's right.
And I'm trying to see these first 5, 6, to be the ones that have deepest pockets, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah.
Now, this is not 110% guarantee, right?
That's
Something
something.
could happen.
Okay,
The
no,
economy's just changing.
so we got 5, so let's just talk about this a minute. So Legere Real Estate, Jim, and, is that'll require a sit down? So it'll be you and,
I'm gonna start with a phone call. I'll start with an email and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah,
and
if there's no need for a formal sit down,
Right.
he knows you, because he probably knows you for a long time. too.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the point I was bringing up.
Yes.
I mean, you can have personal solicitation with somebody who's a senior guy in an
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
But if we don't have that contact, then
Yes.
we have a different situation.
Yes.
okay, and let's go back to Gilmore and Farrell. We don't have anybody there now. I don't have a great relationship with Tim Farrell. I don't have a bad relationship. I don't have any relationship with Tim Farrell.
Jim, could we make a request for you to reach out to him?
Do,
Yeah, let me talk.
Not the
that,
absolute, not the rosiest, but also not the worst.
yeah,
I have a relationship with Farrell.
Okay,
I'm a customer of his for many years. I get my insurance through him. It might be good if somebody else joined me, but I've known him for 20 years, so I'm willing to do Tim. We often don't agree, but we've remained in a relationship of respect. But I'm happy to do that one. If Jim, if you want to do it,
Jim, will
I
you do
could-
it with him?
Okay,
I mean, I can do it. If Al's there, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's just he says that.
What's the story?
let's keep going down with this. Are there other people that we have better relationships with?
Sure.
I mean, I think Al, you've known him for a long time because he's been your insurance agent. But I think that the question is then maybe you give him a call and you sound him out and you see whether he's interested in participating in this. And if he expresses some interest, then we get together and I'll be happy to go.
I can guarantee you he will ask me to come over. Just for political reasons, because we have a number of mutual friends politically, and I know that he would not just blow it off. He'd say, "Sure, come on over, let's talk."
So.
Okay, so
you
then
gotta
I can be
go.
there with.
Yeah, so I mean, under those circumstances,
Yeah, do
if he
it.
says, sure, you say, then Al, you say, hey, look, Jim Geisman from the committee will give you a call to set up a time.
Yeah, okay.
Or you can give me some alternative.
Yeah.
I'll get some dates from him.
Good, okay, and then I'll do that with you.
The Moose Lodge. Do we have enough 5?
Well, still, hang on. I want to see 2 names with these 5 first.
Okay.
I'm a little rigid
Okay.
about this, okay? I want to make sure there's 2 names, so Jerry, I have a Jim Geisman name.
Right.
I don't have another name. I need another name on that.
I mean.
Do you have the hospital?
I can handle Joe alone.
Yeah, you can call.
You can handle Joe alone. Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
do you have Bay State Franklin on this list of 5?
Not yet, no. Is it on the
Yeah.
list of 5?
Bay State Franklin, Ron Bryant, the president.
Is he the present
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Of,
Bay State Franklin. Medical.
okay, but not the Springfield.
No.
He's the Greek, he's Franklin Medical?
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah, Bay State Franklin. Al, do you want to tackle that one?
I would be willing to do.
Yeah, I think Patty, don't you have some folks there that you have
Well, I used to piss them off quite a bit, but
Yeah, your nurses union representation.
yeah, also we did a community committee up there at one point when they when they were looking to shut down a few places, a few of the departments there, we did a community committee and met with them monthly. I don't know.
Maybe you're not the right one.
Well, I don't know who. I have to, if there's a, if, oh, I have to go into my old notebooks. If there's a few people who would still be friendly towards me.
Hmm.
And I could tunnel my way in, and I think it might be worth me, let me do some research on that, okay? I'm gonna put my name down for that. And let me find out
There.
who's available, because even if I have to go to Springfield, they're loaded,
Yes,
right? It's where I'll drive to Springfield to have the discussion.
yes,
If we can get some kind of, because I want a long-term commitment from these people,
absolutely,
because they don't pay taxes,
yes.
right? So they should be paying us something.
Instead
So-
of paying some manager, 180, they can maybe pay that manager 60. You know what I'm saying?
He's renegotiating.
And
his
maybe you
contract.
don't need $30, you only need two. Right?
All right, so I will do the research. Let me just write down research on that and I will report back on that. Now, Robbie Cohn, what's the story?
Al, I can't hardly be there one.
Well,
I know Robbie can.
no, you're really talking about this guy, Tim. He's the new guy, and I would not be the one to approach him.
Hmm,
It needs to be someone that,
I can.
wait, wait,
Um,
someone who what else? Finish the sentence.
he's got some controversial projects downtown that, you know, the planning board supported them. I think that somebody from the administration, like, I'm not saying it needs to be the mayor, but, you know, somebody like, that he would be thinking, I want to be on good terms with that person. He has no need to be on good terms with me.
Okay.
I just don't know who that would be. I would say not me for him.
Okay.
That wouldn't be a good match.
Oh, we're at time, what time do we go until?
Oh, I don't know. We're not done yet. Let's say we'll stop at 7:30. How's that?
I don't like it, 7:50.
7:15?
If you have to leave it, you can, you know.
All right, well, I'll leave.
I have to be off by 7:15.
Okay, so, all right, then we were gonna end this meeting at
Thank you,
7:15. Okay,
What about Bay
So-
State Medical Practices? That's the doctors. Does anybody have an in there?
no,
No.
no.
Okay.
Wait, sorry.
Let's,
Right here.
I'm trying, let's.
Yeah, that's on Sanderson Street, and it's a little different than Bay State Franklin. It's a,
Yeah, but Bay State, yeah, Bay State Franklin is the big donor. I mean, they have, my understanding is they have a foundation.
all right. So, all right,
so-
let me just throw out another one, Sandry. Anybody do business with Sandry?
I get my guess. On
No.
myself.
No, no.
What do you mean you get your?
I wanna-
Don't you buy it from somebody, don't you?
Okay, listen,
But-
folks,
yeah.
hey, well, you want to get out of here at 7:15? Let's focus a little.
If it's somebody else.
It's not through saying.
So are we putting Robbie Cohn on hold because he doesn't have a friend in the room?
Well, not really home, but greater. I mean, I know. I can meet with him.
Tim Grader is the owner.
Yes.
Who's he?
He's a developer out of Holyoke, and he also owns Franklin and Maine, another developer who's doing he's doing the five storefronts that are being eliminated. That's him. That's the controversial one. But he's and I heard he bought Rite Aid, but I don't know I can't say that for sure. The Rite Aid building, but anyway, he's a major real estate player in Greenfield, and I think that Cohen and Company would be a perfect donor for this program. I just can't approach them.
Okay, so Tim Greta doesn't know me from Eve. Right? So.
Okay.
I-
I'm okay with it, cause I,
Do you-
at one point was.
Do you know
in the
him?
Process of renting an office for him.
Do you know him, Tim
Yes,
Greta?
yes.
So why don't you and I do Tim Greta?
Sure.
Okay, now we have two names with that. Okay, very good. All right, now. So that's 6. That's the list. And on top of us asking our friends who have money to start donating. I'm going to. Say that once we have. Let us assume that Jonathan is gonna get this done in the next couple of weeks. Once we have the word that Jonathan has these documents done. And that we send, that the press, then we determine when the press release goes out. This is obviously the mayor's office. Who will take advice from us on this. I will have the discussion with the mayor. That's when we start setting up these meetings, okay?
Mhm.
Understood? Okay, please put that in the minutes. Because
Patty,
then-
I'll make one final suggestion here.
Brief, yes.
Each of you has a list. If each of you would go through that list and indicate whether that was somebody you could approach or not, that would be helpful, because you're not gonna get through the whole list. So limiting it to 5 is probably very restrictive. There's some other names that probably would be higher donors. I mean, for example, Joe Regari, I don't think is gonna be a major donor. But if you're looking, go through the list and then share them with each other to see who's on, who do you know on each, on each list?
Okay, so Wahab is, we already agreed, Wahab's gonna be sending us the list, so we
Yeah.
will go through it.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
So,
That's great.
All right, so.
Right.
Keeping with the promise to end this meeting. Let's see. Our next meeting date is going to be. Is it January? So we're talking February, we're talking. The 4th. Thursday in February, that is the 26th. You will be zooming in, okay?
Most like.
You will be, it's right, you're gonna be out of the country,
Yes.
all right?
No hard commitments, but
Okay.
I will try my best.
Okay, very good.
Did you say the 26th?
26th of February.
Okay.
Now, let me ask this question. Can people meet at 6 o'clock instead of 5:30? Or is that a problem for people? What do you think, Jen? Not
For
okay?
you, Patty,
No, dear, not for me. Just
Yeah.
tell me for you. Is it a problem for you?
I can make it work.
You can make it work? You can make 6 o'clock work?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make 6 o'clock
What-
work, Mandy?
I can make it work as long as it's only an hour.
Okay.
The meeting can go on for longer. Seconds.
No, we're not going to do that. No, we don't do that. We have a beginning, meeting, and an end.
Because I might not be able to make it today.
Right.
Is
I
this just for
understand.
next month? It's not gonna be forever, correct?
Well, I'm asking, I'm asking, is it good, can it possibly be an established time of 6 o'clock instead of 5:30?
No.
And if that's a problem for people, fine, we'll keep it at 5:30.
I can't commit to that.
Fine, so we'll keep it at 5:30, okay?
Okay,
So
sounds
let's-
We're
good.
good.
Let's say 5.
5:30,
5:30 to 6:30.
5:30 to 6:30, we'll try our best. But we're not really, we have a lot to do.
We have a lot
Tonight.
to do.
And, the
Yeah.
fundraising, plus we're gonna have a lot to do, but we'll try our best, but we'll have a start time of 5:30, okay? That's, let the record show, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second? All in favor?
Oh,
Mandy, I, Jim,
yeah.
Wahab, Patty, I, meeting adjourned.